Nobody tells you this, so I will. Your mind is getting weaker. Every fucking day. Not because you're stupid, not because you're lazy, but because you're too comfortable, too passive, too obedient. You scroll, you absorb, you react. You wake up and immediately hand your mental energy over to headlines, hot takes, and highlight reels. By 9 a.m., you've consumed more than you've created. You've reacted more than you've thought. And somewhere deep down you know it. You feel it. That growing numbness. That quiet self-disgust. Let me be brutal. Mental strength isn't just some inspirational slogan on a gym wall. It's the difference between living like a weapon or existing like a pawn. You want to know why the loudest people in the room rarely have the most power? Because real power doesn't scream. It doesn't beg to be noticed. It walks into chaos and commands the room without saying a fucking word. We've all seen them. That one person who stays calm while everyone else panics. That person who takes criticism with zero reaction. Who chooses instead of chases. And you assume they were just born different. No, they weren't born with it. They built it. And you can too. But only if you stop running from discomfort like it's death. Here's the first brutal truth. Your mind is either getting stronger or getting softer. Every conversation you avoid makes it weaker. Every excuse you justify chips away at your edge. Every time you dodge discomfort, you're making comfort your master and yourself its slave. No middle ground. No neutrality. You're upgrading your mental OS. Or you're running on 2008 brainware, still buffering through life. Let's talk about that for a second. Your current mental operating system. Are you running react mode or respond mode? Here's how you know. You lash out when things don't go your way. That's react mode. You spiral when someone critiques your work. React mode. You read a comment online and feel your blood boil. React mode. Responsive minds. They feel the same shit. But they pause. They process. Then they act with intention. Because mental strength isn't the absence of emotion. It's knowing how to handle your emotions like a fucking pro, not like a toddler on a sugar crash. Your brain is a garden. Every thought you water, whether it's chaos or control, starts to grow. You react emotionally every day? Congratulations, you're fertilizing emotional fragility. You pause, breathe, and choose your response. Now you're growing mental fucking armor. You charge your phone every night. You update your apps weekly. But when was the last time you consciously upgraded your own fucking mind? That's what separates the weapon from the weak. Awareness. Deliberate. Relentless. Psychological training. Here's how we start. Step 1, awareness audit. For the next 7 days, track every moment where you react versus where you respond. Not to judge, not to self-flagellate, to understand what's driving you. You can't rewire a system you don't even know exists. And right now, your mind is running old programs written by fear, by trauma, by other people's expectations. It's time to uninstall that shit. Because let me tell you something else. Mental strength isn't about pretending you're fearless. It's about training with fear until it fucking folds. It's about inoculation. Like a vaccine. Tiny doses of stress. Daily. On purpose. Take cold showers. Not because it's trendy, but because it sucks. Because standing in discomfort trains your body to not flinch. Start small. Face one awkward conversation. Make one decision without asking the internet for permission. Your brain will resist. It's wired to avoid pain. Good. Resistance is the point. Pain is the signal that you're fucking growing. You want to be brave? Then stop waiting for fear to disappear. That's not courage. That's delusion. Courage is action in spite of fear. And guess what? Every fear you face voluntarily becomes one less fear that controls you involuntarily. Let me say that again so it slaps harder. You're not trying to kill fear. You're trying to own it. Put it on a leash. Train it. Turn fear from your captor into your compass. Most people are fake strong. Until their ego takes a hit. Until someone disagrees with them online. Until they feel rejection and crumble like a paper wall in a thunderstorm. But you're going to do something they don't. You're going to seek out discomfort. You're going to chase conflict with curiosity. You're going to sit in that sting of negative feedback, and instead of crying about it, you're going to mine it for insight. Your homework starts now. Choose one small discomfort and face it daily for a week. Watch what the fuck happens to your confidence. Because it will grow, not with fanfare, but with fire. Here's the part no one warns you about. Your brain adapts to whatever the fuck you feed it. Keep running from hard conversations. You're teaching your brain that avoidance equals safety. Keep asking 5 people for permission before you make one decision. You're training in self-doubt. Scroll through bullshit all day and expect clarity? Good luck. You're feeding your mind mental junk food and praying for abs. It doesn't work like that. Neuroplasticity isn't just some academic buzzword. It's the realest shit in your life. Your brain is always changing. Every moment. It doesn't care if you're getting sharper or softer. It just follows the fucking code you run daily. That means this. Every decision you make is a vote. You're either voting for strength or for softness, for clarity or confusion, for control or chaos. So let's get to the next level, cognitive armor. Think of your mind as a fortress. Right now, for most people, the gates are wide open. Every tweet, every comment, every sideways glance is allowed to walk in, throw furniture around, and piss on the carpet. You don't need thicker skin. You need better walls. Selective walls. Intelligent walls. Ones that let in truth, but filter out trash. Here's how we build that armor. Step 1. Identify your core values. And I'm not talking about some generic Pinterest-ass list of kindness and positivity. I mean the real values. The ones you'd defend when shit gets hard. The ones you'd live by even if nobody else clapped for them. Step 2. Create an evidence file for each value. Prove to yourself that you actually live this shit. Because confidence without receipts is just ego in costume. Step 3. Design your response protocol. When someone throws criticism your way, ask 3 questions. 1. Is this person even qualified to give me feedback? 2. Is there any truth in what they're saying? 3. Does this align with my values, or is it just noise? If it's a triple no, then bounce it the fuck out of your brain. Like water off a duck. Like bullets off a tank. Confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. Real confidence is a quiet frequency. And the craziest part? The less you chase validation, the more the world starts giving it to you. Why? Because when you stop explaining yourself, people start paying attention. When you stop defending your worth, it becomes obvious. Most of you are out here begging to be seen, trying to be louder, faster, smarter. But real power doesn't perform. It projects. You walk into a room and you don't need to say, "Look at me." Your presence already said it. That's what happens when your armor's real. When your mind isn't a mess of insecurities and overthinking. You become dangerous without ever raising your voice. And while everyone else is breaking under pressure, you're going to start thriving in it. Let's talk pressure alchemy. Most people crack under pressure because they never prepared for it. They wait until shit hits the fan, then panic. They confuse stress with doom. But pressure? Pressure is just energy. Pressure and diamonds come from the same source. The only difference? One collapses. The other crystallizes. You want to turn stress into fuel? Then stop reacting like a victim. Start preparing like a fighter. When pressure hits, you have 2 modes. Threat mode shuts you down. Challenge mode lights you the fuck up. And which mode you enter? That depends on your training. See, mentally strong people don't avoid punches. They train for them. They've already decided that every setback is data, not disaster. Pressure plus preparation equals performance. Pressure, preparation equals panic. Simple math, but life-changing. You want to be the one who thrives while others crumble? Start collecting problems like weapons. Treat each challenge like a skill. Every bad day is a new rep. Every failure is a new tool. Next time you feel overwhelmed, ask, what is this teaching me? What skill is being sharpened right now? How will this pressure serve me down the line? You'll stop fearing stress and start hunting it. Because you'll know, this isn't breaking me. It's fucking building me. Now let's go even deeper. Let's talk about strategic apathy. Yeah, you heard me. Not giving a fuck is a skill. And most of you suck at it. You care about everything equally. A stranger's opinion of your shoes gets the same emotional energy as your future career. You waste your fire on the trivial and wonder why there's nothing left for what matters. This has to stop. Here's your new matrix. High importance plus high control equals full engagement. High importance plus low control equals acceptance and adaptation. Low importance equals strategic fucking indifference. You don't need to care less. You need to care smarter. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Do I have control over this? Does this align with the life I'm building? If the answer is no, no, and fuck no, then save your energy. Save your soul. Because mental strength isn't about caring about nothing. It's about giving a fuck on purpose. About what matters. About what builds you. You want mental power? Then stop leaking it into drama, bullshit, and noise. Your energy is a currency. Spend it like it's fucking gold. You've made it this far, so let me hit you with the final blow. Your decisions are silently draining you. Not the big ones, the tiny, relentless ones. What to wear, what to eat, what to reply, what to watch. Death by 1,000 mental paper cuts. You're not tired. You're just over-deciding every damn thing. And here's what high performers already know. Decision fatigue is real. And unless you pre-decide your life, you'll get played by the randomness of every moment. You think successful people are just more decisive? Wrong. They're more systematic. They've already made tomorrow's decisions today. They automate the small shit, so they have mental bandwidth left for the big shit. Here's your blueprint. Daily routines. Pre-decided. Meals. Systemized. Responses to bullshit. Scripted. Clothes. Minimalized. Interruptions. Managed. Why? Because every decision costs energy. And if you're wasting it on what cereal to buy or how to reply to Becky's passive-aggressive message, you won't have anything left for your mission. Build rules. Not cages, freedom systems. The paradox is this: structure creates freedom. And now let's hit the most overlooked muscle of all, emotional callusing. Everyone wants to be unbreakable until they get their first emotional splinter. But guess what? You don't get mental scars from reading quotes. You get them from stepping into the fucking arena. Here's how it works. Each time you expose yourself to discomfort, each time you ask for something and risk rejection, each time you speak an unpopular truth, you're layering psychological calluses. Just like the skin on your hands toughens from resistance, your emotional threshold expands through impact. It's not just tolerance, it's transformation. Criticism starts to feel less like attack and more like data. Rejection stops being painful and starts being redirection. You stop flinching. You stop hiding. You stop asking life to be gentle because you're ready for war. And this next piece? It's where everything flips. Reality negotiation. You've been taught that reality is fixed, that facts are facts, but that's not how the mind works. Facts are facts, yes, but how you interpret them, that's your fucking power. Someone criticizes you. Fact, they gave feedback. Weak response, I suck. I'm not good enough. Power response, they just gave me free market research. Let's fucking improve. You get anxious. Fact, your nervous system is buzzing. Weak interpretation, I can't do this. Power interpretation, my body's telling me I need more reps, more preparation. See the difference? Same situation, different mental relationship to it. Most people are locked in a prison built from their own interpretations. But if you practice reality negotiation, you stop being a victim of events and start becoming a creator of meaning. Ask yourself 3 questions every time you hit resistance. 1. What are the raw facts? 2. What's the worst possible meaning I could assign to this? 3. What's the most empowering meaning that's still true? Choose the third. Every time. This isn't delusion. It's domination of the most powerful battlefield you'll ever face, your fucking mind. And now we go beyond strength. Because strength isn't enough anymore. You need to become anti-fragile. Resilience is about bouncing back. Anti-fragility is about bouncing higher. Stress doesn't just toughen you, it upgrades you. Every hit you take, more armor. Every failure, free education. Every setback, training ground. Let people criticize you. Let them underestimate you. Let life punch you in the throat. And while they're waiting for you to break, you're getting stronger. That's anti-fragility. It's not about having no scars. It's about having so many, you stop noticing. Because you've become something more than tough. You've become fucking inevitable. And when all of this stacks, the journaling, the cold, the confrontation, the callusing, the detachment, when it all compounds, you don't just walk different. You move like someone who belongs. Anywhere, everywhere. And you don't have to tell people you're confident. They feel it when you speak. They see it when you're challenged. They know it when you're silent. Because that's what happens when your internal world is built like a fortress. You stop being loud, and you start becoming undeniable. This is what real mental power looks like. Not screaming, not hustling 24/7, not pretending you don't care, but standing fully in who you are, and never needing to prove it. So let me leave you with this. The only thing more terrifying than having a weak mind is knowing you could have built a strong one and chose not to. Don't let that be your fucking legacy. Start small. Start ugly. Start now. Build a morning that makes you feel dangerous. Build a mindset that doesn't fold. Build a life you don't need to escape from. Your mind is your greatest weapon. Forge it.